What's up, winners? Welcome to Stay Winning Wealth. And right now, crypto is pumping. Well, specifically, Bitcoin is pumping. And today we're going to go over exactly why that is. Okay. So let me go ahead and get situated here. I do have my notes on my phone right here in front of me. So if you're new here, please go ahead and hit the like and hit subscribe. I appreciate the support. So let's go over some comments here. I already got a super sticker for $1.99. So thank you very much for the support. Um, let's see here. All right. So why Bitcoin is pumping? Let me pull up my notes. But if you've been following my channel, you've noticed that I've made live streams and videos on the past about the timing of the bull market based on the Bitcoin halving. Okay, so the Bitcoin halving, you can see the bull market happens roughly about a year to a year and a half after the Bitcoin halving. Okay, so currently Bitcoin has surged to over 125,000 this week, making a new all-time high, and it's up over 10% just in the past month alone. So this October rally, historically Bitcoin's strongest month, is not random. And I made a joke on X. If you follow me on X, or if you don't follow me on X, please go ahead and do so. I'll go ahead and follow you back if you're coming from this live stream. Okay, so it's driven by a few things, right? Which is confluence of institutional macroeconomics and on-chain factors. So today we're going to go over the reasons of why Bitcoin is pumping. So winners, thank you for your support. Again, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. All right. So the first thing or the first reason why is because the spot Bitcoin ETFs. All right. So the reason why it's different this time compared to other bull runs in the past is that now we have a higher demand with traditional investors. Okay. So now you can buy a spot Bitcoin ETF, and there's been massive inflows from these ETFs. So just this last week alone, 2.25 billion, right, of inflows just in these Bitcoin ETFs. And again, if you're just tuning in, please hit the like and subscribe. That way we can go ahead and boost this and more people can join and find out why Bitcoin is pumping. Okay. So currently the all-time high is near 125,000, and I'll go ahead and show the charts here in a moment. Okay. But when it comes to these record inflows, right, yeah, it has to do with these spot Bitcoin ETFs. So BlackRock alone has 77 billion in assets under management for their Bitcoin ETF. That's very huge demand. Remember, guys, the Bitcoin supply is only 21 million, and now we have billions of dollars of supply. I'm sorry, billions of dollars of. Let me rephrase that for the clips. So there's only 21 million Bitcoin to ever circulate, and there's been $77 billion pumped into the BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF. So think about what that would do for the price in the near future. Again, just this month alone, it's up over 10%. Right? When it comes to institutions, now we have Walmart that's integrating Bitcoin. So now millions of users, right? Look at just the Walmart app, Walmart Plus. There's billions of users on there. Now they're integrating Bitcoin where you can go ahead and trade on there. Okay. So that's different now compared to other bull runs in the past. We now have this institutional demand that has not been available or has not taken place before. All right, so let me say that again to clip this part right here. So we now have institutional demand through the spot Bitcoin ETFs and through institutions like Walmart. We haven't had that type of demand in the past. And again, there's only 21 million Bitcoin, right? So now we have the retail investors and now we have these corporations taking interest in Bitcoin itself. Okay, the other thing, remember, Bitcoin is referred to as digital gold. So the other reason why Bitcoin is pumping is because of the week's US job data. Okay, so let me say that again for the clipping part. The other reason why Bitcoin is pumping is because of the weak job data this week. Okay, so ADP report shows the private sector slowdown and a spike odds of a Federal Reserve rate cut this month. All right, so now the odds are at 68% rate cut. When there's a rate cut or there's optimism for a rate cut, if you follow my last stream, when there's optimism for a rate cut, that makes Bitcoin pump. Okay, so that's another reason why Bitcoin is pumping. And if you follow me on X, I made a joke where it correlates when the McRib becomes available. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and follow me on X, and you can go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, so there's a squeeze for Bitcoin. Remember, there's only 21 billion. I'm sorry, 21 million. Let me say that again for clipping. There's a high demand for Bitcoin, and these exchanges like Coinbase are running short on the supply because remember, there's only 21 million Bitcoin available. Okay, so at the moment, it's pushing 125,000. We could definitely see easily at the end of the year over 130 to 150,000 per Bitcoin. Okay. And then historically, just seasonally, October has always been a good month for Bitcoin. It's averaged 14.4% gains since 2013. Hence why we call it October. Hence why there's a lot of FOMO going on because this tends to happen around October. And it looks like the government shutdown is playing into this part, right? So when the government shut down, let me say that again for clipping. When the government shut down, people tend to not have a positive feeling toward the dollar or panic towards the US dollar. So what happens now? We have digital gold, Bitcoin. What happens now? Now you have those Bitcoin spot ETFs. So it's easier to go ahead and protect your money by buying in those ETFs without having to worry about setting up a crypto wallet. And then, for the big investors, when you have the Bitcoin spot ETF, you can actually borrow against it, right? In Bitcoin, it gets a little more complicated than that. And there's smart contracts to Cardano to allow you through that, but it's not as simple as 1, 2, 3 or ABC. Hence why these spot Bitcoin ETFs are very, very popular. All right. So just to summarize why Bitcoin is pumping, right? The inflows of the ETFs, specifically from BlackRock, we have billions of dollars, multi-billions of dollars of assets under management. And remember, the supply is only 21 million, right? So now the demand is super high compared to that, especially now that we have these institutional investors play a part in this Bitcoin demand. Okay, number 2, rate cut possibilities. Okay, when there's rate cut buzz about rate cuts, right? Stocks surge and Bitcoin does as well. Okay, the third reason is these institutions that are buying, right? Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, Walmart, right? Now you can do it. There's and PayPal and Venmo, they're all implementing Bitcoin now. Okay. And again, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Thank you for the support. All right. Then we have that on-chain squeeze, right? So Coinbase, and exchanges like that only have a certain amount of Bitcoin they can sell, and this demand is surging, right? They don't have the supply, or soon to be now, they don't have the supply to keep up. So what is that going to do with Bitcoin? Going October eventually becomes, up 2025. All right. And then seasonal, right? Historically, Bitcoin always pumps in October. It pumps over a 14% average since 2013 or 2016, if I'm not mistaken. So all of these play a decent, good factor into the reason why Bitcoin is pumping. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments what I went ahead and missed as far as the reasons why Bitcoin is pumping. But I decided to give you those 4 reasons here as well. So again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the support. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I'll see you on tomorrow's live stream around 8:30 a.m. Pacific time.